I know, I'm gay. I gotta be gay too, man. They get to second base every day. So I'm thinking, and the girls have been like, John, not today, I'm not into it, God, and he keeps doing it. And I'm thinking, man, if he's like that with me tomorrow, I'm gonna totally clock him, and then I'm gonna get arrested, and I'm never gonna get back on the show, and it's gonna be a nightmare. So I gotta somehow communicate to him that you're not gonna be doing that tomorrow, bro. So I go to one of the actors and I go, hey, you know what, if you just sneeze when he's behind you like that, just sneeze, it'll take care of everything. She's like, what? You gonna achoo, right into his nose, right? Or just stomp on the top of his foot. When a guy's behind you like that, take the heel of your foot, just drive it right into the small bones of his foot and break 2 or 3 bones, you get his attention right away. Or take your elbow right into the solar plexus right from behind.
Or, which is something I learned quite early on, just let it happen.
Say this, right, and the whole cast turns around in shock, like who did we let in the pool? Oh my God, we've got an American on the show. And then, so I felt really embarrassed, and later on found out that that's just the way it is over there. They just, y'all play, you have fun and you know each other well, and it's all very good. But so the second day, John came in and he was total gentleman. And he was because it was a kissing and a fighting scene, so there was a lot of stuff to take care of. But he was an absolute leader. He was absolutely sensitive to whatever issue I might have. He didn't grope me at all. And I fell in love with him that day. And
the groping was the third day, right?
No, and then later on that episode, I had blown a stunt. I forget what it was, but I was bleeding through my costume, dude. And I didn't want to tell anybody because I didn't want anyone to know that I blew the stunt. But I went to John and I said, dude, man, I'm bleeding out. And he got his doctor on the set secretly to my trailer and got me stitched up on the sly, and everything got taken care of, and nobody found out. So now I tell you. I think he's fabulous. He really is. He's exactly like his character. He's intelligent. He is a natural leader, and he's nasty as hell.
What do you think would have happened if you would have left John on the Buffy cast?
He would have torn them up.
Killed him.
He would have been I can't go too far into that. He would have torn him up.
And then you got to come back and do a second episode, which meant they liked you. What was the atmosphere like for you working with him the second time and working with the rest of the cast when you came back?
John showed me his penis the second time. Seriously, if it gets too, I know, just like, what? Weird, man. Actors are weird. John will not allow the set to get too serious or too sleepy. If you come in and you're in a bed and you're all sleepy or whatever, you were partying last night, he'll be like, hey, motherfucker! He will just jolt you into being awake. And one day, man, we were on like the 7th take of this thing, and it was getting to be boring, and because it was technical problems and stuff, and it's death. Like the best take is the first take. If you know your lines and the camera can get that, then that's the really good acting. But if you get it 7 times, then it starts to get dangerous. And so John, his fix is just drop trowel, boom. And I'm like, whoa. And we did the take with his pants down, because it was like, and it was a very fresh take. No one really knew what was going to happen. I remember we were also on the heath, or maybe it's not a heath. It was a cow patch, and it was early in the morning, and there was just cow stuff all over the place, and it was freezing cold, and it was pretty miserable. And it was John, me, and the dude playing John's younger brother, and And I'm with the circus now. I get it now. So John and I are cracking jokes. We're dancing around. We're having a good time because we are not gonna allow ourselves to not have fun. Because it's called a play for a reason, right? Yeah. And so, and this kid, he's like this in his little chair in the meadow. I go up to him and I'm like, hey dude, man. I'll bet when this is over, when this episode's over, you're gonna run right back to theater. You ain't never gonna come back. Is that true? And he's like, how did you know? So I had to explain to him about how hard it is to have fun on a set and how that's the exact way. We're actually trying to be professional. So I fit in a little better the second time.
Nice. So Gareth?
I do the second time.
You learned something.
You pretty much carried Children of Earth. Really, you did. It was great. All your scenes were amazing. And the thing that was great about Children of Earth is when all the scenes with your family and your backstory, they fleshed all that stuff out. That was awesome. Did you get a hand in developing any of that, or did Russell write that?
It was really nice because I got told by my agent that I'd be in 4 of the 5 episodes, so I thought, well, that's it then. And what I really wanted to do is go to Yanto's past.
Yeah.
So we did that. We gave him a backstory, and we found out what made him tick. Found out why he was the way he was. Then I'd be happy. And we did. It was brilliant. And his backstory was actually really similar to my own. So I don't know what research Russell had been doing, or whether it was completely coincidental. But his background was very close to my own, and the type of background that I always imagined for him. So I'd like to think my own life had played a part in sort of writing that story, and that's why I found it so satisfying to play as well. So when the time came, and they did it chronologically as well. The last scene that I shot for Torchwood was the scene that I was dead in the gym, and then the day before we shot the death. Anyway, it was just a really great emotional journey, and I felt leaving the show satisfied that I'd achieved and obtained everything that I wanted to put across in the show with regards to the character.
So when you go back to England, you can go find Russell and you can say, hey, I got this great idea that I heard at a convention for Torchwood next season. You could call the whole season The Ghost of Yanto Jones. You can have your own spin-off.
I'd love it, yeah.
Like here to Jack and have like spook him, like in Dickens.
Light and dark, the Yanto Jones story.
Now, did Russell tell you you were leaving, or you just find out from your agent?
I guess from what my agent had said, but it was Russell was away working, so it was Julie Gardner and the producer Pete Bennett. They took me for a glass of wine, but I knew I was coming. But you still can't really prepare yourself. And she said really nicely, so in the 4th episode, Yanto dies, and I was like, yeah. I'm down with that. Yeah. Great story writing. Like I said, as long as we explored those aspects of his character, his past and things like that, that was the only thing I was worried about. I wanted to make sure that those things were in the 4 episodes that I appeared in, and they were.
What was your first experience like reading the script? Like when you got to that part of the script, what was it like? This is how I die.
It's alright. It's only a TV show. Really emotional. There was actually a couple of rewrites. I didn't actually like the first draft of the death scene, so when we did the read-through, I read it really badly on purpose. Yeah, never forget me. Yeah, I love you too. It's a bit bland, isn't it? Not quite that badly, but I didn't really connect with it. And then we were shooting in the bay. We were doing the big explosion with Yanto climbs out of the rubble, and Russell came down on the set, and he took me aside and said, "You know that death scene, rubbish. I'm going to rewrite it." Really? Oh, okay. So that was good, and then it was rewritten, and then I was satisfied.
Did you really drive the forklift too, or did you have?
No, they wouldn't let me. No. Yeah, I was actually pretending to drive. It was convincing though, wasn't I? I got the crew to shake it like that.